On the campus of Brandeis University, students pour out of classrooms just before noon. Young women and men in a rich mosaic of skin hues and colors trudge through light snow toward their next academic experience. Like colleges and universities across the U.S., these students are protected, at least on paper, from prejudices that seep in from the off-campus world. Brandeis has strict prohibitions against racism, gender inequality, and homophobia, among other no-nos. And soon it may become one of the few universities in the United States to outlaw caste discrimination. Professor Larry Simon of Brandeis Heller School, and an expert on caste, is leading the effort.
We have many students who come from low caste backgrounds and others who come from high caste and other backgrounds, including Dalits. And they bring sometimes a sense of privilege and sometimes a sense of being stigmatized to America, where caste is not a household word.
There are nearly 3 million people from the Indian subcontinent in America. About 60,000 Indians live in Massachusetts, a number dwarfed by Indians in California, New Jersey, and Texas. High caste and dominant caste Indians make up about 90% of the population, according to the University of Pennsylvania's Center for the Advanced Study of India. Invariably, caste arises, says Raju Kumar Kamble, a former chemical engineer in Houston who worked with a Dalit human rights organization there. We spoke with Mr. Kamble before his death last August. He recounted the story of a student who was initially accepted into a PhD science program at a major research university in the South, and then allegedly rejected by the lab's director.
And the professor was of Indian origin, and he wanted to check on the caste background of the students whom he was considering for admission. And the moment he came to know about his caste, he denied that student who now completed his studies has not decided to go to the court of law.
But even if he had gone to a court of law, here's the problem.
The United States doesn't recognize the concept of caste, so it's not included in any of our laws that prohibit discrimination.
Kevin Brown is a professor at Indiana University School of Law and an expert on caste.
We in the U.S. just haven't had as much experience with problems within the Indian communities that moved to the United States, so our legal system hasn't caught up to that. Unfortunately, then, there are very little protections for Dalits in the United States for the discrimination that they encounter here.
When caste has been addressed in U.S. courts, it's either been in the context of immigration, with Dalits seeking asylum based on claims of political persecution, or in one renowned Supreme Court case, a high caste Indian asked to be declared white in order to get citizenship. The petition was denied. Caste as a modern-day legal issue was recently tested in a case in New York. That case started here, at this restaurant in New York's Curry Hill section called Sahib. A Dalit waiter alleges that he was humiliated by the upper caste managers and staff. The waiter, who requested his name not be used, was represented by attorney Swati Sawant.
They wouldn't eat with him, This case was denied by New York State Division of Human Rights. The reason, because caste is not recognized.
And because caste is not recognized, Sawant has taken the case to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Sahib's owner telephoned WGBH News from New Jersey to confirm that a complaint has been filed against the restaurant and says that he will wait for its decision before issuing a statement.
This is a very contentious topic.
In the Washington, D.C. headquarters of the Hindu American Foundation, I'm here to see Executive Director Suhag Shukla. The HAF says it condemns discrimination across the board, but believes that what some call casteism may be overblown.
Where any sense of hierarchy and any sort of manifestation of caste that denies the human dignity, HAF firmly believes in the annihilation of those types of practices. But where some sort of caste tradition might give people a sense of solidarity or a way of relating to one another and is a force for good, I don't know that those types of practices that are also part of caste practices should be annihilated.
A survey conducted last year by Equality Labs, a Dalit research organization, found that 2 out of 3 so-called untouchables reported being treated unfairly at their workplace in the U.S., and 1 in 3 Dalit students reported being discriminated against. 1,200 South Asians responded to the online survey, and upper caste critics attacked the report's findings as unscientific. Then Maurice Sounder R. Arajan, Equality Lab's executive director, says as more and more Dalits in the United States open up about their caste identities, she expects to hear more stories about discrimination.
Unfortunately, for people who have caste privilege, we have laws against discrimination in the United States. And that's why I think that they're so threatened by a report like this, because it finally gives caste-oppressed people a piece of data that can be used to help protect them where there's been no protections before.
But protections are emerging in some places. Some may see current U.S. law as protection against caste discrimination as wishful thinking, but Brandeis University is trying to make it happen. Mark Brimhall Vargas, vice president for diversity at Brandeis, says the school, which was founded as a haven for Jewish students who faced anti-Semitism almost everywhere else, will deal with caste bias head-on.
When a university has a non-discrimination policy, obviously it will contain protected categories of identity that are prohibited from discrimination based on federal or state law. But there are other categories of identity that are prohibited based only on the will of the campus, that in this campus community we shall not discriminate against certain people. We're not afraid to be leaders at Brandeis.
In the fall of 2019, Brandeis is expected to become the first major university in America to ban casteism. Philip Martin, WGBH Boston's local NPR.